trip is going to be an adventure. It's a couple days, not even 36 hours before I'm leaving here on the FJR for another week-long trip up to the mountains, all through multi-states. You guys have heard me talk about that. Now, my last solo trip up there got cut short by a couple days, and I had to haul ass 13 hours straight home over the wrong side of Florida just to stay ahead of a massive hurricane that forced me down early. And it's the same situation in reverse this year. Yeah, for the past couple days, there's been a big storm brewing in the Gulf. It started down around Nicaragua, and it's been working its way up Mexico. It's now gaining strength, but luckily also gaining speed. It's forecasted right now in about 24 hours to hit New Orleans and then curve right through the mountains exactly where I'm going. Now, the only thing I have going for me is that speed up. As of yesterday, it looked like it was just going to obliterate my schedule. Basically follow me exactly where I was for the whole week. Now, it really doesn't matter what strength or what day or exactly where it hits. At this point, the entire area is going to be rain. So I will be using my rain gear quite a bit. Again, oh well, it's going to be fun. I'm doing the trip no matter what. But it is speeding up right now. I'm planning on delaying my start just a few hours because I might be able to completely skirt the really bad part of the storm and come in several hours after it's gone north. It's moving that fast. So that would be ideal. If I can ride a little bit in the dark and get to my first stop that first day, no problem. Because the first day is all just boring riding just to get up to my first hotel way up right near the border of North and South Carolina. And then I'll start the actual trip in the mountains on the next day, which will be Monday. So here's crossing my fingers that the storm continues to speed up. Don't really care where it goes because it's going to make everything wet as it is. But if it's ahead of me by a good day, the roads will be fine. All I'm really worried about are all the leaves getting everything slick again. So here's the start. Well, now we're about 18 hours from my scheduled departure, keeping an eye on the storm and everything, and it is, well, there's good and bad news. It's intensified quite a bit. It's already a Category 1. It's predicted to be a Cat 2 at landfall, which is now scheduled to be late tonight, late Saturday night. So I will definitely be postponing my departure several hours so I can get up into my hotel well after it's passed. Right now it's scheduled to pretty much be where I am 6-7 p.m. tomorrow on Sunday, which was, about when I wanted to roll in. So I'm going to give that a little more time. It's still going to be very potent, especially up in that area when I get up there. So, and traffic will be bad, and I'm sure the roads won't be all that great, and lots of rain, of course. Nothing I can do about that. But it really sucks for the area it's hitting. New Orleans and Mobile, man, those are going to be hit pretty hard if it slams at a Cat 2, because they're not even recovered fully from Katrina in New Orleans. They've still got a lot of pump problems. They've got a lot of levee problems. So that really sucks. And it did some real damage in Nicaragua where it pretty much started. So that sucks for all my cigar people. Anyway, keeping an eye on it. Still have many hours to go before I leave. And of course, things are going to change. So I'm still keeping an eye on it. But still on track to leave sometime within the next 24 hours. So, winging it. Well, it's the morning of, just about ready to kick off here, and it looks like my waiting strategy paid off. The hurricane made landfall very early this morning. It's been cruising north-northeast all so far today on Sunday, and the schedule looks like I might actually catch a break. There is a chance I won't even see rain. Not counting on none, but I think I can stay well behind it all the way up to South Carolina right now. And it looks like by tomorrow, the first day of actually riding, tomorrow I'm scheduled to do, everywhere around the Dragon and, I can't remember, the Chirrahalla, all those kinds of roads right around there into Smoky Mountain National Park, into Tennessee, in that area. And then I'm staying tomorrow night right in Cherokee to kick off the first leg going up the Blue Ridge. So that area looks like it'll be great because by that time, tomorrow morning, the storm's already going to be up in Pennsylvania. So it's just that mess should be passing overnight. Really excited. All right, let me take you through my pack here. I'll show you what I'm doing so far for this trip. So obviously I'm taking the FJR. Love this thing. God, it's so versatile. You can just pack whatever you want on it. Got the trunk on, not using the tail or tank bag for this trip. Right side saddlebag, keeping open, and that way I can stash my helmet whenever I need to. So plenty of room left in there. Trunk, this is for everything I need when I'm on the bike, when I'm out on the road. This right here becomes my mobile recharge station. I'm obviously running a GoPro on the helmet, and those do eat up the batteries. The 4 Plus Black, which I'm using for my main cam, you get about an hour per battery. So I've got one on the camera, I've got 2 in the charger. This is sitting here, this power bank, with enough juice to recharge everything several times. So I only have to recharge this overnight in the hotel, and then it's good for the rest of the day here with whatever I want to do. So I've always got 2 batteries charging, 1 in use, and that allows me continuous operation of the GoPro. All you need are 3 batteries. You do need to plug it back in as soon as you are ready to swap, but that is good to go. And then I can also recharge my Sena on my helmet if I ever need to, or the the GoPro remote with the 2 outlets there. And then the camera I'm filming on sits in here, and the shade here, if I need it for outdoor shooting. I've got lens pen, some lens cleaner, a second card for the GoPro, and a USB card reader, and that's for dumping footage at the end of the day, and a little trip cheat sheet down there just in case I lose everything else, and some incidental connection cords in the front pocket there. So that just stays there. It stays open during the trip, and it's basically just recharging batteries all the time. Then I have sandals for walking around at night. I've got a towel underneath, sweatshirt for in case I run into any really cold weather. I don't plan to, but I made that mistake the last trip I did up to Alabama and froze my nuts off trying to get up there. So taking the sweatshirt, full set of rain gear rolled up tight here, and when and if I need that. So everything here is super easy to get to, and there's enough space left in here to put my jacket in case I do need to stash it to go into a store or a restaurant or hang out somewhere, and I don't want to be carrying it around. So that's that. I got my light system up here for at night. I did a how-to video on that. Love the Jivy case. Works absolutely fantastically. I've had a lot of people ask me why I don't do the add more lights, and that's because, yeah, it looked great on paper, and I was going to do it until I actually saw them in person. They are so weak compared to the real bike's lights, or even my Volo light plate lights. They're for decoration. They don't really work. The turn signals work pretty well. Those are nice and bright, but for some reason the brake lights just, I don't know, they just look like tail lights. It doesn't match, it's, I don't know. Plus you got the cable that you have to punch a hole through the bottom and connect into your system. You got to do that on and off every time you take the case on and off, and I don't know. If they were super bright, it'd be a no-brainer, but whatever. These work as reflectors about as well as they do with the taillights in. So the left side case, this is my hotel pack. This is everything I need in the hotel at night. I grab this, I go. I don't need anything on here on the road. So in here I've got my iPad, my Chromebook. My iPad I use for entertainment and work in the hotel. And the Chromebook I use mainly as a transfer station. I have an external hard drive, a portable that's powered by USB, and that is storing all my footage off both cameras that I dump every day. And this basically just is a go-between. So the card reader plugs into here, external drive plugs into here, and I transfer. And I can do a little bit of work if I need to. Shorts, shirts, both for riding. I've got my wicking shirts on while I'm riding, and I've got t-shirts for at night. Clean underwear, clean socks. The mic for if I want to do any serious recording, which I forgot to put on for this video. Sorry. Toiletries. That's about it. in here. So, lots and lots of power cords, USB cords, adapters, everything goes in this front pocket here. And I usually take my 10-port charger, but I usually only end up using 3 or 4. So I brought my smaller 4-port charger, which plugs directly into an outlet. So that saves me room and another power cord, just making it a little lighter. And I did get enough work done in advance where I didn't need to bring my full laptop, which I probably would have had to put in that other case. So I can still get away with just using the Chromebook for this trip. All I need is the transfer device. Up here for main navigation and music streaming, got my iPhone in the LifeProof case. Absolutely fantastic combination, touch compatible, blah, blah, blah. Super cheap. It's powered by a genuine, very important, genuine Apple cable. I've had many non-genuine cables fail. The real ones work very well. And I did get a new USB power adapter in the bike. The old one, it functioned well as far as its specs, but the spring connection where it actually went in was getting a little weak. And the FJR's receptacle is pretty slippery, so it would occasionally slide out and lose contact. And you'd all of a sudden get a low battery warning, and you realize you haven't been charging for an hour. So this one fits a lot more snugly, and both ports on this are high output. They're both 3 amp 5 volt. So they support quick charging if your device does, and you can recharge everything, 2 devices, at full strength. That's important because if you're running GPS, you absolutely need a 2.1 or above amp socket, or it won't charge. You will actually lose charge even though you're charging. And then I've got my GoPro remote down here. What I use this for is only on trips, and basically if I'm going somewhere like, say, along the Blue Ridge, I don't know exactly what I want to record. And it's kind of a pain in the butt to be reaching up and trusting the camera and hitting those buttons and then looking in your mirror to see if it's really recording. I love this because you get this nice blinky red light, and it does suck up about 20% of your battery having the Wi-Fi on the GoPro, but you can just click record at any time, start talking, film what you want to film, stop recording, and you've got a nice visual feedback right here in front of you on the bike. So this has a power cord, and that's going into the other receptacle. I don't need to have this plugged in all the time. I just had it charging for the moment. But it all shuts down just fine, still stays waterproof, so I can leave both of those just like that for the whole trip, and all I have to do is unplug this, take that into the hotel or put it in my pocket with me, and this I just toss in the glove box. Bada bing, bada boom. Got my Yamaha touring windscreen on, which works absolutely fabulously, even in hurricane level rains, which I have been in several times now. What I find is for my height, 6'2", I've got a 32-inch inseam, so I have a fairly tall torso. What I can do is bring it down just a couple inches, and the wind hits my visor just right on my helmet and completely blows away all the water like a windshield wiper. It's really cool. Got her washed, waxed. I don't remember if I filled her up. Might as well check the mileage here. Now I have to remember on this FJR I need to add 2,000 because the original gauges were replaced at 2,000 miles. So this has 21,410 and a little over half a tank of gas. So I'll be filling up somewhere down the road. Alright, so 21,410, that'll be my, just for documentation for the trip. And that's it. That's everything I'm bringing. Obviously the camera here, so I'm going to put it back in the bag, shut her up, and we'll get on the road. Woohoo!